Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well with this anniversary. I just wanted to talk about the feelings of anxiety basically that I have just because there's like so much stuff going on. I'm here in the mock shop. I sort of, bought most of the stuff here basically with the rewards you get just for beating the quest, all, the multi, the brutal, all that stuff. You got all those bonus medals, and I kind of just use that to buy everything here. Um, as I was playing yesterday, I've been kind of like out of it this weekend. I haven't been playing as much as I usually do because there's other stuff going on, I guess. I was here and I kind of needed these light prisms to awaken Yuna. So I was like, okay, let me get those. And it took some doing to get the amount that I needed. And so I'm kind of just sitting here noticing how much stuff we need to do to kind of like finish quote unquote this event. I know we have like a month and a half, so that should be fine. But just looking here, we need to get 27 of these and 27 of these. And that's for the 120 Yuna and Titus. So I I I know like a lot of other people have already got them to level 120, but I've been feeling like this anxiety inside myself where I just don't want to spend my visor for some reason. Like I feel like most like I'm so used to just saving, and I just like the feeling of having so much visor like there just in case I need it. But I kind of feel like I'm about to spend it all. And usually when I do, like I remember the FF4 event, I kind of felt that, but I kept spending anyway, and it just kind of worked out somehow. I don't really understand how, through the daily rewards and everything, you just happen to have enough visor to kind of like max out your units. So I'm kind of here, I'm kind of just thinking like, okay, it looks like I'm gonna need more Una shards than Titus shards. So I'm kind of just like looking around. And of course, I think I'm gonna dedicate a lot of these to Una. But then something else I kind of noticed in the shop here, maybe I bought them already, but they actually give you, it seems like they give you less as I cash in 1,000 turtles. Seems like they give you less Una shards than Titus shards. So it looks like you kind of have to work for them a little bit. In the 9th step, I got more Titus shards than Una shards. So my Yuna's a little bit behind, but she'll be fine. If we go here, I kind of bookmarked a few people. She's actually just one level away from finishing the bingo board. And I think she's about 40 something away from the next LB. So she's in decent shape, 46 shards away. That's decent shape. I am fully confident that by the end of the event, I'll be able to get her to at least 99. But just kind of thinking like having to get 400 extra shards for the EX jobs, I don't know, it just seems like a bit much, and it's got me kind of anxious about whether I should spend all my visor on, either Titus or Yuna. I know that 9S is coming up, and there's other stuff that all of us want in the future. I'm just kind of mulling over all that. So that's one thing I'm working on, is getting those Mog medals from this current event, and also seeing how I can scrounge up shards. Of course, I'm doing the Chocobo expeditions, so I guess I ended up buying that pack from the store that gives you like Chocobo tickets. So I've kind of been throwing those in, and me like an idiot, I have 2 expeditions here, and I went into the light one. I was like, oh, I need light shard for Yuna. That's not where Yuna is. She's in the Xanarkid one. So I kind of did that today. I used up my tickets. I have a crap ton of brown tickets, so that's really good. I should have enough tickets to last me quite a while, but I'm gonna use the golden ones, then the silver ones, then the bronze ones. So to me, like, these things are like super duper important. I know a lot of people complain about not being able to get, like, it's really rare to get a drop, and yes, it really is rare. But if you wait for the fever and you use up your biggest value tickets, then you could expect to get like 1 or 2 shards, I guess. And over time, that kind of, over the weeks, that's gonna add up to like, I don't know, 30, 40 shards or so. And so you gotta kind of think of that kind of stuff. I know like a lot of people want to rush and get her done and use it for PvP right away. But to me, I always kind of step back and think about that kind of stuff in terms of saving Vizier, in terms of, you know, having the most efficient sort of, I don't know, way of earning. And not to mention that Auron's coming up, so anyone who's gonna want Auron, I kind of want him. I still haven't really decided. So maybe it's not the best idea to spend these right away. And I guess maybe they'll add Auron into here. And then it's probably better to start using them then. I just kind of thought about that right now. So that's probably something to consider. Let me just collect this here. And yeah, that's another thing, just thinking about Auron. And yeah, Auron's cool, you know. I would love to have him, but just I'm a little bit like crippled. Like it's like a crippling anxiety. Like, am I gonna be able to get him? I'm thinking of Bahamut, and it's like I haven't pulled for Bahamut, and I don't really plan to pull for Bahamut just yet. But I'm thinking it might be a good idea to pick up some shards. So it's either buy some shards with Vizier or use the anniversary tokens on him. And here he is. So, you know, it kind of have some decisions to make. If we go back into the Mog Shop, I know I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm kind of thinking here to invest at least, you know, 40, 80 more into Yuna than I do into Titus. And then investing at least, I think it's 25 for the first awakening of Bahamut. So maybe 25, maybe 50 into Bahamut. I'm not sure, but I think this is probably the best place to invest into him, considering they're sort of single shards. And I'm sure other people have said that, and I just kind of wanted to say that for myself. All right, so if we go back into units, you know, I have Mont here as saved as a favorite. I started working on Mont a little bit, as I mentioned to you guys. It would be good to have him level 15 on everything, and I mentioned that in a previous video. But I guess I didn't really understand how many materials we're gonna need for him, and so this weekend I kind of did spend a lot of energy farming the, you know, with skip tickets, farming the high difficulty chamber level 6. So I got a bunch of these sword crystals here, and the sword tablets. The only thing I don't really have much of is the Earth Alchemist. So I do have the option to farm that in multi with people that are probably in there. But I'm also thinking that there's also 2 times secret books, which would be really great to farm in the multis. And because I think it's actually 2 times 2, so that should be 4 times. So the other thing is still needing those like 27 memories or whatever for Titus and Yuna's job. So that's farming of the current FFX event, FF10 event in multi. So that's kind of a handful of things to farm in multi. And the reason I'm kind of just going over all this stuff is just like there's so much stuff to kind of think about now, and not that it's any harder than a normal week, but it just kind of makes me think, like, I feel like this EX job's added a lot of stuff. But I think it's gonna take some getting used to. So I pushed Mont up to, you know, this entire row here. If you guys can see here, I did this entire row, but I guess I'm gonna need some more awakening, some job level ups to get to the next tier here. But I thought it was interesting how it was like 1 level here and then 2 levels here, bringing you to 102, which is such a weird number. But you know, I just, you know, it's just gonna be working on him basically. I have 600 mind spheres for him, so I think he's pretty much done. I don't even know how I got so many. I know they gave us the ticket for that, and I don't really know how else I got the rest. I'm sure they gave us something. I just wasn't paying attention to it. But the 600 should be enough to max them out. It's just a matter of farming all these other materials. And of course, I think Thursday is the Earth Day, so of course that's going to be useful for farming mods. Okay, next guy on my list here is, or the last guy, last but not least, is King Rob. So I sort of realized, like, right before I started this video, I didn't even level up his job here. I did level this one up right before the video, and then I realized I didn't have enough to do the Alcaraz here. But, and I I feel like I planned this out poorly, because as I was saying in one of my previous videos, I wanted to either use King Rob or Thancred, and I wasn't necessarily sure who to invest in. So I was like, oh, let me hold on to his materials and just decide later. So what turns out that happened is I actually invested the light materials into Yuna, so I can't even get him to LB3 here, or Awakening 3. So that's kind of why I'm farming them from the mod shop for the FF10 event. But that's only going to be 11, so I'm going to have to like somehow find a way to scrape up a bunch of these. I already did the, what's it called? I think I did it already. The mastery stuff, right? So I only did it for specific elements. Okay, so actually I'm gonna be able to get some more light ones, so that's good. But I'm gonna leave that alone for now because I don't want to get stuck in that menu. But you know, Rob, I just got into LB4. You know, I've been doing his quest daily. You know, between the video summons giving us free shards, and I actually did. There's a 5-step daily summon. I actually did that one time because it's 1,000, and I actually got his shards, so I was pretty happy with that. But it was kind of like somebody kind of like mentioned like, hey, you should get this because it has like a bunch of EX materials, ticket summons. But at this point, like, I don't know if I really want to be spending my Vizier on that on a daily basis. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. But he's about 100 away from, well, about 200 away from being able to limit break and max out. But I think if however I'm able to get these materials here, I should probably try to do that as soon as possible just to kind of max them out. I don't know if I'm going to take him necessarily to EX jobs or if I'm going to take Yuna or Titus. I kind of just don't know. I believe some people said that you should be fine. If you have a decent amount of Vizier like I do, I should be fine in being able to do Titus and Yuna. But I kind of want to do Mons and I want to do Rob at the same time. So I'm not entirely sure. So basically the theme of this video is a bunch of anxious thoughts. I think I wanted to mention one other thing, but it's kind of slipping my mind right now. So I kind of mentioned the multiplayer stuff. So if we go into here really quickly, there's gonna have the 2x book drops. It's gonna have the Yuna, the Final Fantasy X events. I don't remember what else I was gonna talk about. I probably should have written it down. I wrote everything else down, but alright, so I think I might just leave it there. My videos have been like way too long lately. Oh, actually I remember what it was. So here's another thing. I keep forgetting this, and it's good that it's still kind of up there. But what I've been doing is I've been using the Chocobo truffles here, whatever they're called. They look like little mochi cakes. So this one seems like the most cost efficient if you buy it from here, because so it's costs double what the hard candy cost, but it gives you triple the amount. And the jerky costs 1.5 times. Hold on, this isn't making sense. 1.5 times and it gives you double the amount, right? So this is basically 1.5 plus 0.5 times. Whoops, my battery might just die. 1.5 plus the 0.5 times in terms of cost, and it's giving you 3 times as much. So it's basically, I guess it's almost the same price as the jerky, considering how much it's filling your meter there. And plug in my battery, my charger. So yeah, this is kind of another thing that's just like, oh, now it's something else to remember. And again, another anxious thought here is wanting to fill up this thing, but I also don't want to invest my visure into it quite yet. I mean, it's not a lot of visure, but I have like this nagging anxiety that I'm gonna be off on something by like 180 visure. So, you know, I'm just kind of being reluctant. I'm assessing everything. So, like I said, I'm gonna probably try to invest like 25 to 50 into Bahamut. I'm gonna at least do 80 more shards into Yuna than I do into Titus, and sort of try to figure it out from there. So really, if like let's say I do 50 for Bahamut, that's 100. So if I say 80 for Yuna, there's only 20 left after that, and then that's 10 for Yuna and 10 for Titus. So I'm not gonna be able to really work on anyone else. The other thing I was kind of thinking of at first is to put some of this into Stern, because it's only into Golden, into the Golden Stern, because it's only, you see Gilgamesh here, he's only worth 1, and Stern is only worth 1. But I've been steadily doing I'm sorry for jumping through menus so much. I've been steadily doing I actually didn't finish my hard quest today, so I've been doing Stern, and since we're getting double drops, you know, I think he's doing pretty good, and he's pretty close already, so I'm not really in a rush. 171. I seem to be getting a lot of Stern from the video rewards, so he doesn't seem to be that much rarer than everyone else. I don't think I've gotten a Gilgamesh, but he doesn't seem to be that much rarer than everyone else. I've been doing Rob, I've been doing El Sorel. Then I kind of just don't really know who to work on. I kind of just put 1 into Stern, 1 into Marial, 1 into Oldoa, and I forgot, I might have done Marguerite yesterday because I'm really close with her. I think that's pretty much it. Just kind of like what I'm working on, basically. There's just so much. So I think I'm still expecting, what is it, 20 more shards for Yuna? Oh, 40 shards for Yuna here. So maybe that 80 difference, I might have to recalculate that. Let's see, so Titus is up to 92. So Titus is almost done with his normal kind of level 99-ness. And Yuna is 92 plus 46 away, so that's like 130 something. So maybe I should invest, aside from Bahamut, I should invest the rest into Yuna. Guys, there's just so many things to kind of, if you think of that meme picture from the Hangover where the guy's doing all the math and he's playing like blackjack or whatever, that's kind of how I've been feeling during this event. But to be honest, I should really just grind out the Mog Metals. I should really just grind out the, you know, this is kind of the thing with books. There's kind of like no upper limit to books. It's just grind books as much as you can for whatever equipment that you just happen to need. Alright, so let me just end it there. I don't think I had anything else. So let me just end it there with the summon. And I kind of just realized these are UR guaranteed. So any shock of me getting a UR from previous videos has been, you know, me not realizing that it's actually a UR guaranteed. And there we have the upgrade. Okay, so there's another upgrade. We have 1 possible unit and 1 other golden VC, as well as our UR at the end here. Oh, and actually I just remembered one thing, is trying to decide who to pick for the unit of choice. I mean, it's pretty much going to be Raldor. But then, who do I put shards into? Uldoa is good. Uldoa is very good. I want to finish her for her TMR. And it's good to get her here. So I should be decently close with her. Her TMR is going to be very useful in terms of using it for like Stern or Rob, using it for raids. It's sort of like a mini Bells, Ziza's Bells, with the whole defense piercing added to it. So it's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool to have it. It lets you do some extra damage, so might as well try to get her TMR while we're at it. So she's kind of been one of the people that I've been doing, like, you know, throwing in the hard quest here or there for her. Alright. Actually, I don't think I have that maxed yet. Let's just double check here. Okay, 3 rainbow yarn balls, and I don't have that maxed yet, so that's very good to get. Alright guys, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. If you made it this far, let me know if you have the same kind of anxiety that I have, if you're kind of down to your last Visor, if you've already spent it on Titus or Yuna, or if you're kind of working on somebody else, like for EX jobs. That's another thing for Uldoa, she's got EX jobs, so would be good to be able to finish her off as well. But I think, if anything, beyond Rob, beyond Titus, Yuna, and Mont, I think I'll probably do Stern if I had the chance. And then Uldoa, like I don't think this EX jobs works that you can just do it for everybody, but I would probably want to do that in that order. So we'll see. I mean, in the future I might need Rob for a light team, so it might be good to do him. And of course Stern is the dark team, and the light and dark teams are kind of the more important teams. So you know, that's kind of something to think about. Alright guys, let me end it there. I think I just talked enough already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.